What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Bree. Thanks for joining. Nice to meet you. So today I'm doing my weekly workout videos. I just want to show you guys pretty much what I do in the gym on a daily basis. So I do a 5-day split. I do 2 rest days. The first rest day is either Wednesday or Thursday, and then the second one is always Saturday. So for my split, I start off with back and biceps, then I do glutes and hammies, shoulders and triceps, and then we do quads and calves, and then the last day is full body. The full body days change mostly because I do it depending on what I feel like I lacked during the week or a muscle that I feel like needed more work. So those workouts change, but the rest of the workouts are mostly the same, but mostly it just depends on how I'm feeling during the week. Let's get right into day 1, which is back and bicep. So I do start out with dynamic stretching. If you want me to show that next time, I can. For back and bis, starting out with wide grip pull-ups, 4 sets of 8 to 10 reps. Pull-ups are literally my favorite exercise, so I do them on every upper body day. I love starting with pull-ups because they work the back and biceps, so it's like a 2-for-1. And next, let's get into these bicep curls. So I like to start with my feet shoulder width apart so that I have a strong base to avoid excess rocking. This helps to ensure that you're solely using your biceps to lift the weight. But why do I always find myself moving the weight with my feet? Anyways, me always checking myself out, gotta be confident. So I like to alternate between each muscles that I'm working. So next I move into single arm rows. So I just recently started implementing these into my workout routine. Honestly, not a big fan of them because it really shows my muscle imbalances, but I'll for sure continue to do them because I'm sure it'll help strengthen and get rid of the imbalance. So I usually like to do spider curls, but there wasn't a bench available, so I decided to do these rope hammer curls. And once again, I put my feet shoulder width apart to have a strong base. But look at those arms, like, oh my gosh, let me stop though. But does anyone else think they're a whole rapper in the gym or just me? Next, let's get into these high rows. So I typically do lighter weight on these because I feel like if I go too heavy, I feel it more in my biceps than my back. Also remember to go slow and controlled and not rush through each rep. Sometimes I will do single arm reps with this machine, but it just depends on the day. And the last exercise for my back and biceps day is lat pull down, 4 sets of 8 to 10 reps. And I can't remember if I mentioned this before, but I am increasing weight for each set. And for this exercise, I do allow the weight to pull me up to get a good stretch in my lats and then come down slowly. I thought it was so weird me and this guy stood up at the same time. Like, are we really in a simulation or what? And next, we're going to glutes and hammies day. I may be the only girl that hates leg day, but I'll live with that. So after my dynamic stretching, I started out with some RDLs. I did start out with a lighter weight and then increase the weight with each set. A good tip for RDLs is to imagine closing a door but only being able to use your butt. And now we got Bulgarian split squats. Anybody who likes this exercise should not be trusted. So I recently started implementing drop sets into more of my exercises. So I did 8 reps with the kettlebells and then dropped them and did 8 reps with body weight. I feel like this exercise sucks so much because you're so tired after the first leg and then you realize you still have another leg to do. Like, should I just cry now or should I cry after I finish? But I guess they work though because look at them legs. Anyways, a little tip for making sure your legs are at the same distance is to just place something there. Like, I just use my gum wrapper. After recovering from the Bulgarian split squats, I moved into single leg hip thrusts. So I actually just recently added these into my split because I lost my barbell pad, but honestly I like them more because personally I feel it more in my glutes. As you can tell by my face, these are kicking my behind, but for each set I up the weight. Also, the last rep for each leg I would hold up the leg for about 10 seconds. And now you see me contemplating life. I finally left my lovely corner and walked over to the leg curl machine. For this exercise, make sure that you're bringing that top pad down so that there's not a lot of wiggle room. Typically for this exercise, I bring it down at a normal speed and then come up slower, as you can see in the video. I have a love-hate relationship with these because it burns so much, but it's like a good burn at the same time, if you get what I'm saying. But why do I always look like I'm fighting for my life? Like, I guess you can tell I'm working hard, but look at those legs once again. Like, come on now. Those hammies are popping. And last exercise of this lovely glute and hammy day is a single leg press. So for glutes and hammy days, I typically use this leg press because I feel like I don't feel it as much when I use the normal one. And a little tip for this exercise is to push through your heels. Of course, then I switched over and did my other leg. These isolateral movements always kill me like every day, but you'll see it's worth it when you start seeing those glute gains, okay? Then of course I stretch, and now we're moving on to shoulders and triceps, my second fave. Like I said before, I love wide grip pull-ups, so I just do 2 sets of these, and then I move on to neutral grip pull-ups with 2 sets of those as well. Neutral grip works more of your triceps, which is why I incorporate them on my shoulders and triceps day. I just want to include this clip because a lot of people are always like, man, you make it look so easy. They're not always easy, you know, sometimes it gets tough and we work through it. Now I gotta stretch and get ready for this next exercise, which is cable delt flies. This was actually my second time doing these. I saw them on TikTok and thought I should implement them into my routine. I'm honestly still unsure if I'm doing them right or not, so let me know, but I saw a video saying that you should align it with your back of your shoulder, your deltoid, and your humerus in your arm. But here are my attempts, and again, let me know if I'm doing them right or wrong if you know. Next, moving on to one of my favorite exercises, actually, tricep pull downs. These are technically called cross body because I'm going across the body, but I make sure to go slow and controlled for each rep. Turned around, did the other arm, and I also increased the weight for each set. Also, let me know in the comments, do you guys like wearing leggings to the gym? Personally, I hate it. I usually only do it if it's an upper body day, but let me know. And now we're moving on to some lat raises. So like I said before, I started implementing more drop sets, so I did 8 reps with the heavier weight, dropped them, and did 8 more reps with the lighter weight. If you don't do any other shoulder exercise, do this one because you're gonna get some bolder shoulders regardless. And now we have an exercise which I think is slept on around the world. They're really good for your shoulders. They definitely leave your shoulders burning, but a good burn, you know? You do not have to go heavy with these at all. I typically use a 7.5 or a 10, and as you can see, I'm still struggling with that right there. But I guess I wasn't too tired because here I am still checking myself out in my camera. But go off, queen. And last but certainly not least, we have tricep dips. These are probably like my second favorite exercise. Love them so much. I always have to remind myself not to rush going down because I used to rush through my reps. And that is all for my shoulders and triceps day. Like I said before, I'm not a leg day girl, but I do love to work my quads. I always try to start out my quad days with back squats if a squat rack is available. I do a warm-up set of just the bar and then 135. Then I move into my working sets starting with 185, then 205. Next we do 215, and then go on for 225. I got my knee sleeves from Amazon and I love them so much. The belt is also from Amazon, but I've been thinking about getting another one, either a leather one I saw on Amazon or a belt from the brand Upper. Those squats really took me out, like I literally had to take a deep breath. Now we're on to the leg press. I started out with 4 plates, then 5, 6, and then 6 with the 25 on each side. When using the leg press, be sure not to straighten your legs all the way and keep them slightly bent. Also, do we peep the way the tricep is flexing? Like, come on now. The 6 plates were actually feeling lighter than usual, so I might try 7 soon. These braids steady got me doing a hair flip. And now on to leg extensions. So I'm doing a drop set again. Y'all probably tired of me saying drop set, but I think it's just so good to implement it because you don't have to use heavy weight, but you're still working the muscles just as good. Always remember to bring your legs to full extension, bringing them all the way up because that works the VMO, which gives you the teardrop shape on your thighs. There's this Instagram audio where it's like, if you're not making ugly faces during your workout, you're not working hard enough. And every time I do this exercise, I got the ugly faces. And moving on to heel elevated goblet squats. This is actually the first time I've done it on the Smith machine. I usually do it with a dumbbell, but I wanted to try something different. I definitely like this variation better because I feel like whenever I use the dumbbell, I'm working my arm muscles and not focusing on my legs. I like to face the mirror when I do Smith machine workouts, but because of the slant of the Smith machine, I had to do it the opposite way. And now on to the body part I probably work the least, but I'm trying to do better, calf raises. I hate doing calf raises so much, but I'm trying to implement them more because my calves are literally babies. I just feel like whenever I do them, my calves are literally sore for the next 3 weeks. Like, why does no other body part stay as sore as my freaking calves? Like, and last day of this 5-day split is full body day. So you must have learned by now that pull-ups are my favorite, so I gotta start off with my favorite exercise. Also, if you watched my last video, I know I said I didn't like this fit that much, but I was actually feeling it this day. Did we see a little jiggle? Anyways, on to bench press. I used to like bench pressing so much, now not as much. I always do a set with just a bar, then after that I started with a 25, then I added a 5, and then I added a 10. And now we got shoulder presses. I honestly don't do these a lot, but I want to implement them more because I'm doing baby weight compared to everyone. So I did 2 sets with the 30s, and then I did 2 sets with the 32.5s. And here's me doing my little dancey dance. I literally either dance, rap, or have a blank stare at the gym. So I was so excited when I saw the mat over by the Smith machine because I knew I would be able to do my KAS glute bridges that I haven't done in a while. So I started out with 2 45 plates on each side, and then I increased weight for each set. I made a video about this on my TikTok, but shimmying out of this little setup is always the most freaking embarrassing or cringy part for me, and I honestly can't explain it. As if doing full body isn't torture enough, I decided to add in some walking lunges. Yay! I saw a video that said if you plant your foot more outward when doing the lunges, you also hit the glutes more. And lastly, for this full body day, we have my ab workout. So I do it as a circuit and do each exercise back to back to back, and then rest after the whole set is done. So I started out with 10 reps for the suitcases, then 10 reps for the Russian twist. Now we're doing 10 reps of the biceps, which is a challenge, seriously. And lastly, we do the crunches. You do opposite elbow, opposite leg, and then both, and that counts as 1 rep. And as you can see, full body day is definitely taxing. And that's a wrap for my 5-day split. I just wanted to give you like a realistic glimpse of me in the gym. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.